It's day 6, and it is 2 a.m. here, and I'm not entirely confident that I'm going to be sleeping tonight. Or at the very least, I am only going to be sleeping for a few hours before I'll have an alarm wake me up. Let me show you why. Here's the situation I'm in. Justin is definitely going to be out of the game soon. As you can see, he's going to be down to his last location. Now, it looked like he thought he might be able to keep Garfield from falling into enemy hands, but unfortunately he just sent me his shield breaker. Now, this is where it gets complicated, because these sentries are quite obnoxious as it is, but he also has an upgrade he can use, or a specialist hire, and one of the options he has is a double agent. Now, the double agent will kill all drillers in combat when it goes in a ship-to-ship combat, and he'll steal my specialist and I'll get his double agent, but that part doesn't really matter. I don't want the double agent. What matters is that, technically, if I launch 2 ships, one of them is never going to make it. If he decides to get that specialist. If he doesn't, then I can do my plans differently, and I can just launch 1 ship, or just launch 2 ships with confidence. But he also has these 2 sentries that are slowly going to be picking apart my ships. They can only fire at 1 ship, though. So, if I fire 2 in, like throw 2 ships at him, I'll only be losing guys off of 1 ship off of each shot. There are 2 sentries, so they're going to be firing twice as often. The other thing is that he could also choose to upgrade those sentries to war heroes, and those war heroes would destroy 20 drillers. So let's just add an extra layer of complication.
I'm not a great fool, so I can clearly not choose the wine in front of you.
So I have set up some combat just so I could see how things would happen. I have to launch this one a little bit earlier. You can see it's getting pinged down pretty bad. But I timed everything so that they would land at exactly the same time. And there's an important reason for this. Ooh, isn't that nice? Remember, my hypnotist takes specialists, so that will be amazing if it goes off. But there's a couple extra wrinkles in the plan. Not only do I have to worry about whether or not he goes with the double agent or upgrades one of these sentries, before I land, he's going to have another upgrade. Luckily, I checked his upgrade options. None of the ones that he has coming up are good. But it means he can do another war hero.
So I can clearly not choose the wine in front of me.
So, I don't know whether I'm going to be losing a ship because of a double agent, and then a war hero to do 20, or if I'm just going to have to deal with the war hero twice and lose 40. And it gets worse. So, he can also choose to not upgrade the war hero until the very last second, meaning he gets the full sentry benefit and then suddenly switches to the war hero. Or can simply wait until right about now and then just hire the double agent and kill off one of my ships.
Truly, you have a dizzying intellect.
If my hypnotist takes those, as I mentioned, I'm suddenly going to have all of these specialists, and I feel like no sane person would let me do that. I don't know, this is stressful.
Good day, citizens. Both Pep and Plumpy Thimble now also own a mine. Because they own a lot more outposts, they will reach the goal of 200 Neptunium before we do. We are at the top of the ranking in name only. We are small in drillers and don't mine fast enough to make a dent. Blue Coop has gotten too big to be ignored. Together with Meeple's Academy, Port Pep, Plumpy Thimble, and Peace Love and Games, we have formed a council and are waiting for the right moment to strike. It seems Blue Coop has been bullying and blackmailing others into supporting him. Because we already funded Blue Coop, he did not act that way to us. We deem this behavior inappropriate and will help the others take Blue Coop down a peg.
So my plan is the same as it was when I described before, except instead of getting a general, I'm going to grab an infiltrator. A little more useful for the single large attacks on shielded outposts I'm going to be making. Not sure who I'm going to attack yet. Trying to feel out where everyone's alliances are so I can not get too many people ganging up on me when I start to attack someone. But if everyone can agree to just let me attack, that shouldn't be too hard for me to take out pretty much anyone, especially the smaller armies on the board. Still in agreement with Pep, working on a trade for a hypnotist that might work out really well if we can get the timing to work. So we'll see if that pans out. But right now, just waiting for my ships to get over to build up my force of over 400 drillers that will be moving at double speed. So should be able to take out at least a couple outposts without any trouble. About half the players have mines now, so the clock is ticking on either getting enough and mining myself or stopping them from being able to mine fast enough. I'm not sure if I'm going to go the full dominance strategy and try to just knock everyone else out of the game, although at the moment that seems like a possibility, so we'll see how it goes.
As Blue and I have been discussing things, it feels like the wolf, Blue, and the lamb, myself, have been discussing what's for dinner. And it kind of feels like, he's being really nice. He's invited me into a hot tub for one. And to sit there and simmer and everything. It's kind of getting warm. But it's kind of nice. The water's nice. So we'll see how this goes as far as what he thinks is for dinner.
The co-op has been less communicative lately. So this is my potential plan to get a bunch of places and a mine. From there, I could head for Maples Academy. I'm still in good communication with Pep, so that doesn't seem like a way I want to attack, although some players would like that, mainly Steel, JT, and Plumpy. But things could change, and maybe I won't end up on this attack path. But there's the mission set, and there's a storm coming, so if I lose internet access, I might not be able to change these in time.
Okay, I have to record this quick little update. So, Steel came online, and I think I can avoid having to worry about that part of my math, because I'm trying to convince Steel to launch his stuff right now, to help soften up the blow, and then let me finish him off, and then I'll gift him drillers, and I'll give him the outpost, and I honestly will. I don't want the outpost. I want all these specialists. So, what I'm really hoping here is that he accepts it. But, unfortunately, right now, this is where we're sitting. And he can't see that I have the hypnotist. So, I have about 10 to 20 minutes, because this one's coming in fast, it's on a smuggler, 10 to 20 minutes before he sees it. And I think as soon as he sees the hypnotist, he's going to change his mind about launching. So, I have to work quick here. Let's see what I can do.
There's a discussion with Plumpy, with Steel, and with Blue about deciding who to go after right now out of the top four. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on, if he's trying to rally troops, because he's asking us all to attack one person. I don't think that's going to work very well.
So remember earlier I mentioned after my little early war with Steel that I would have to leave a whole bunch of troops up on that northern border. Yeah, I've had to leave a whole bunch of troops up on that northern border. I mean, look, here's what it looks like. We've got this no man's land going on here. I expect Wonder Woman to run across it at any moment. It's a lot of troops. And it's a bummer because they can't really deploy them anywhere else. It's a lot of troops. Just sitting around doing nothing.
Justin is almost out of the game, only 30 drillers left, no factory, just kind of sitting there waiting to be killed. I offered that he could come stay in my empire, so give him a spot right in the center. Could protect him from being wiped out, build up his forces, and hopefully have an ally who is not a threat to me, but could come in handy.
He did it. He did it. He officially launched the attack, and it's with the Saboteur, which means that he can't use the Saboteur against me, because what's going to happen is the Saboteur is going to hit first. And the really great part is that that Saboteur can't be countered by the Double Agent. So it's going to hit. The Double Agent would just bounce back if he tried to use it. And this is great. So I don't have to worry about his saboteur. He's going to soften this up for me. And on top of that, if Justin wants to stop this saboteur from dealing damage, he'll have to upgrade one of his sentries to a war hero, which means I'll know that a war hero is there. I will also know that I have one less sentry to deal with, and more of my troops will hit. And this is all just great, and I feel very confident that by the end of day tomorrow, I will own all these specialists, and I have a bad feeling that I'm suddenly going to be turned on by everyone, but maybe it won't matter. Maybe I'll have so much power that I'll just be unstoppable.
Still waiting on doing an agreement with Pep about letting me borrow his hypnotist so I can get some of these specialists I've captured. Not sure if that's going to happen or not, because it seems Pep is also a little worried about me, so it's dangerous to be this far ahead in drillers. Though I have no mines and no Neptunian, I'm trying to be as little of a threat as possible, but it is tough.
Because of the time zone differences, we had to move our forces to his border when we went to sleep. Our glorious nation woke up and none of our allies had acted. So now we have to make up excuses to Blue Coop while we are massing troops at his front door. Our allies has made us look like fools, and they will pay somehow.
I've cancelled my plans to attack semi-co-op for now. The whole game is just very on edge. I have a large army lead, so everyone is afraid of me, but anyone who attacks me would get destroyed, so I'm safe for now. But if I attack anyone, I leave myself very open. So it's a decision of, do I attack the stronger players to get rid of a potential threat, or do I attack the weaker players to stay relatively on the good side of the strong players and gain some ground? For now, I'm not sure. I'm trying to get people to fund me, just to see if they will support me, since the funding is almost useless. I'm already maxed out for my driller cap, and my production, I can just get a factory instead. So I'm trying to get everyone who is in Neptunian range to fund me, and we'll see if anyone agrees.